Okay, class, please all stand. And bless this morning with prayer. Who wants to lead the prayer? Okay, Roxanne, please lead the prayer. Let's bow our head and feel the presence of God. Our Father in heaven, once again we thank you for giving us another opportunity to come together as class and to start another day to learn again. Before we start our class, we ask for your guidance and wisdom so that we can attend our classes very well as absorb and understand our lessons easier and well. Help us and guide us to be attentive to our lessons and upcoming activities and examinations. Lord, help our minds to absorb each lesson our teacher teaches us and guide every activity they teach us. Help us to be responsible enough in our module and other activities that our teachers will give us. All this we ask in Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so before you sit down, kindly check your surroundings if there are any pieces of paper under your chairs. Once you're done, please arrange your chairs and sit properly. So, good morning, class. Good morning, class. So, how are you? How are your activities or your school tasks?
Stressful, ma'am.
Oh, stressful. Don't worry, class, because those things that stress you out will make you a better version of yourself in your future and in your future profession. So always remember what Sophocles said, that there is no success without hardship. So always take those stressful times as your success or your hardship to succeed in your achievement. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, are there students who are absent today?
None, ma'am.
Okay, none. Very good, class. That means no one will miss our discussion for today. So, before we discuss our new lesson for today, let us have a quick recap of our previous lesson. Who can tell me what is our previous lesson? Okay, Denise.
Our previous lesson was the story of love in the courthouse, written by Ida Rivera. It is about love and forgiveness.
Yes, very good. Thank you, Denise. So our previous lesson is the story of Love in the Cornhusk, written by Ida Rivera Ford. So the story Love in the Cornhusk is about the unrequited love of Tina and Amado. The story has a theme of love and sacrifices. Now, as we proceed to our new lesson, we will have a short game. This game is called Picture Puzzle. So let me read the instruction. So the students or you will be divided into two groups. So this will be the group 1 and this will be the group 2. So each group will be given an envelope containing a disorganized puzzle. So I have here a 2 envelope, and inside these are pieces of puzzle or disorganized pictures that you are going to arrange. So each group has 2 minutes to complete the game. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so just a reminder that you have to really collaborate with your group mates because 2 minutes is really short. And once the winning group has finished organizing the puzzle, the losing team will do the bell clap for them or for the winner. So later I will teach you how to do the bell clap. Or are you familiar with the bell clap?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you familiar with it? Okay, we will do it later. So here is the envelope for group 1. Here is the envelope for group 2. So wait, cannot open the envelope yet. So our time today is 10:19 a.m. So you will end arranging your puzzle at 10:21. You may start arranging your puzzle now. Okay, so in the count of three, we will be going to do the bell for the group two or for our winners. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, very good class. Thank you for actively participating. Group two, let me have the picture of the puzzle that you organized. So, this is, okay class, so this is the picture that you have organized in the puzzle. So, are you familiar with him?
No,
No? Okay. So, before I introduce you to this man, let me first read our learning objectives for today. So at the end of the lesson, you, the students, will be able to A. Analyze the literary piece of Carlos S. Bulosan, Two Faces of America. B. Create a slogan based on story's message. And appreciate the importance of the theme of the story of Carlos S. Bulosan, Two Faces of America. Okay, Roxanne, please read the text on the PowerPoint. Carlos Sampayan Bulosan, born on November 24, 1913 and died on September 11, 1956. An activist, poet, and Filipino novelist. Best-selling novelist in the United States. And best-known book of America is in the Heart, 1942. Thank you, Roxanne. So Carlos S. Bulosan, born on November 24, 1913 in Binalonan, Pangasinan, and died on September 11, 1956 in Seattle, Washington, United States because of a malnutrition and advanced bronchopneumonia at the age of 42. So, Carlos Sampayan Bulosan was a Filipino-American author, poet, and best-selling novelist in the United States. And Carlos Bulosan went to United States at the age of 17 to seek for a decent job because you know guys, I know you are aware that here in the Philippines, it's hard to seek for a better life or decent life because our country is known for have a lot of requirements in applying for a specific jobs. So Carlos Bulosan's experience in United States was not easy because he experienced having a violent employee, and he even he even received a low paying salary or wages there. So let's see the examples of Carlos Bulosan's book. We have here The Letter from America, published in 1942. The Laughter of My Father, published in 1942. The Voice of Bataan, published in 1943. And My Father Goes to Court, 1943. So here is the best known book of Carlos S. Bulosan. Minis, please read the text in the PowerPoint.
A semi-autobiographical novel originally published in 1943. It has 48 chapters. The novel is considered a classic of Asian American literature, an important work that contributes to the understanding of the immigrant experience in the United States.
Thank you, Binis. So as you can see, guys, the reason why most of the book of Carlos Bulosan is a semi-autobiographical because he mirrors and reflects on the experience of the Filipino migrants in the United States, not just his own experience, but he portrays the all the Filipino migrants or OFWs in the United States. So, this best-known book of Carlos Bulosan is a truly representation of activists who fought for the right of the Filipino migrants or Filipino overseas Filipino workers in the United States. So, as you can see here, it is an important work that contributed to the understanding of migrant experience in the United States because now this book is required to study in any ethnic fields. And now um, we're going to talk about our main topic or the heart of our discussion for today. The two phases of America. So this book is under the chapter 28 of America is in the Heart, written by Carlos S. Bulosan. So before we proceed in reading the story of Carlos S. Bulosan, let us now first play a game. And this game is called Number Words with a Twist. So are you familiar with this game?
No, ma'am.
Okay, no. So I have here a frame. And this frame contains a 5 words. So is it wait. Is it visible at the back?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So we have here the unionism, leaflet, rage, stagger, and spat. So these words are what you're going to encounter as you read the story. So before that, for you to be able to understand the meaning of these words, uh, we are going to play this game first. So let me read the instruction. Guess the meaning of each unfamiliar word through the given numbers based on the chronological order of the alphabet. So for example, class, I have here the number 1, 2, 3, and more. And based on the chronological order of the alphabet, number 1 is letter A. Number 2 is letter
B.
Number 3 is letter
C.
Number 4 is letter D. Very good, class. So number 1, 2, 3, and 4 corresponds with the letter A, B, C, and D. Are we clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you get the instruction now?
Yes.
Okay, very good, class. So, are you ready to do this game?
Yes, we are.
Okay, that's good. So, here are wait. So, here are here is what we're going to answer. You may start answering now. Or uh, um, do you prefer showing a alphabet in the PowerPoint? Or am I going to present the alphabet in the PowerPoint or not? Or are you going to count the alphabet in your fingers? What do you prefer?
Show in the PowerPoint.
Okay. So you may start answering these 5 items. You can write your answer first in your any sheet of paper that you have. Are you done, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, who wants to answer number one? Who wants to answer number one? Okay, please. Please write here the answer on the upper part of the tab. Thank you, Venus. Who wants to answer number two? Who wants to answer number two? Okay, Venus again. Who wants to answer number three? Who wants to answer number three? Roxanne. Who wants to answer number four? Yes, Tracy. What is your answer? So, number 21 is okay, very good. And for the last item, who wants to answer number five? Okay, it is again. Okay. So you have the answer for number one, A, principles. Number two for advertisement. Number three is intense anger. Number four, unsteadily. And number five is argument. So let's see if your answers are correct. So your answer in number one is principles. Your answer in number two is advertisement. Number three is intense anger. Number four is unsteadily. And number five is argument. Very good, class. You got it right. So give yourself a big hand. Okay. So let's go back here in our page. So we have here a unionism. Unionism. So unionism means principles, right? So do you have any idea what is principles? Anyone? Yes, Denise. Rules followed in a group. Okay, very good. Thank you, Denise. So this unionism means principles. These are set of political policies, or it protects the right of the members in a specific group. So we have here number two, leaflets. So leaflets means advertisement. So do you have any idea what is advertisement? Yes, Roxanne. So for my understanding, the example of advertisement is like printed one or a printed advertisement. Yes, very good. This leaflet is a printed advertisement. It is like a brochure. Are you familiar with brochure? Yes, very good. So, this leaflets is a printed, printed or folded piece of paper that promotes a specific information. And we have the number three, rage. We have the intense anger. What do you mean by intense anger? Do you have any idea? Yes, Roxanne. Intense anger is an uncontrolled anger. Yes, very good. Thank you, Roxanne. So, rage, or like for example, when you are having a short argument, or you are having a uncontrolled anger with someone. So, for the fourth one, we have the stagger. Stagger means unsteadily. So, what is unsteadily? So, okay, unsteadily is like, for example, you are walking and you're having a hard time walking. You can stand in a firm position. That's why stagger means unsteady. So we have the last one, the spot, means argument. So, for example, you are having a short spat, or you are having a short argument with your sister about who will be the one who will wash the dishes. So, are we clear? Do you under, do you have any questions or clarifications? No, Mama. Okay, that's fine. So, um, So before we start reading the story, let me first introduce you to the characters. So we have here Milar, Jose, and Carl. So Milar, Jose, and Carl are characters in the story who are kidnapped by the abductors. So among the among those three characters, Carl is has the most important part in the story. And this we have Jake and Lester. So they are the abductors, or they are the ones who kidnap Millar, Jose, and Carl in the story. And we have Marian. So you will encounter Marian at the end of the story, because he's the one who give a difference about one of the character in the story. So before we read the story, let me first pick a name here in this box. Who will be the one who read the first line of the summary of the story? So let me pick first. So the first one who will read the story is Razy. And let me write it first. We have Razy. So I have here a 6 slides of the summary of the story. Next is Belize. And the last one is Roxanne. So are you now guys ready to read the story?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Here is the first slide. Tracy, please stand and start reading the story.
Summary. Karen and Sarah were teens in Santa Maria when they received a disturbing message from a meteor about trouble brewing exams. Karen believed that agitating agricultural workers was enough. Karen visited the lettuce fields and talked to workers about the drastic suggest along against the information of labor and included in interesting laws. Hussain believed that without king, workers would always be at the mercy of their employers. Hart agreed, but he also believed that a good president in Washington would help them with their demands.
Okay. Continue reading the summary of the story on the second slide.
Hart still does not know what said he never discussed received their politics when they were alone. Carr went to the Mexican district and gathered some Mexicans who had quiet and killed a sect who spoke fluent Spanish, explaining the importance of just their start between one and all else that night.
Okay, Racy, sit down. Next is Venice. Venice, continue reading the story.
That night, when Jose and Carl were in the back room of a restaurant, the current leaflet to be circulated, five white men came suddenly into the room. Two big men, one wearing dark glasses, carried off Jose. The other man suddenly turned around and shut out the light bulbs.
Okay, Venice, please sit down for a second. Uh, so, in the first part of the story, so Carl and Jose, they are working in Santa Maria. They, they, they were working in Santa Maria when they received a disturbing message from the Lord. And this message is about the cut of wages of the agricultural workers in the field. And um, they do not believe that the cut of wages is fair for them. That's why they are not in favor with the cut of wages. Imagine the salary they receive is 30 cents, and the employee decreased their wages to 20 cents. You see the difference from 30 to 20 cents. It is a big amount of money got from them. And it is very sad uh, to know that if you were, imagine that you are a worker and your salary will lessen 20%, and that is not enough for you to work, especially if you work as a agriculture or agriculturist. So here in the second slide, they gathered the Mexicans who were important by the Americans in their field. And uh, when they're preparing for a all-out strike, when they're preparing for a all-out strike, Jose and Carl were in the restaurant, and immediately there were five white men came inside the room and uh, forcefully kidnapped them. Please continue reading the third slide.
Carl was escaped into the back seat of a big car. Jose was in the front seat between the driver and the man with dark glasses. Carl looked down and saw Millard bleeding on the floor with frightened eyes. Carl looked through the window, hoping to find some escape. Carl was sure that if the car turned a corner, he could jump out. If he succeeded in jumping out, could he escape their guns? Carl lost all hope. They entered the woods, and in 5 minutes the car stopped. One of the men in front jumped out, came to our door, and asked his colleague named Jake for a rope.
Okay, next slide. Continue.
The man pulled Carl violently, hitting his jaw, kicking his left knee, and spat in his face. Carl fell on his knees but got up at once. trembling with rage. If only I have a gun or a knife, I could cut these bastards into little pieces, Carl said. Carl staggered and rolled on the grass. Jose was tied to a tree, and a white man poured tar on his body. The man with the dark glasses started beating Millard. Carl was also tied to a tree and started beating by man's fist. The man called Lester and grabbed Carl's testicle with his left hand and smashed them with his right fist. Why were these men so brutal, so sadistic? Carl said. The pain was so sweet and searing that he was as if there were no pain at all.
Okay, please stand for a minute, please. Thank you. So, in this part of the story, you can see how the activists were beaten up and brutally kidnapped by the white man. Even the private part of their body, they hit it and punch it without any without mercy. So that maybe the reason why the white men have kidnapped Carl Miller and Jose because they planned for an all-out strike for their employee. Maybe they are goons and maybe they are hired by maybe the white men are hired by the employee. Roxanne, please continue reading the story. The white man started drinking a bottle of whiskey and got drunk. Miller painfully over where Carl was lying. Knife in my left shoe, Miller whispered. Carl rolled over to reach the knife and cut the ropes that tied his legs. Carl handed the knife back and whispered to Miller to roll away. After, he crawled in the grass slowly until he reached the edge of the woods and ran. Carl found himself in a little room, and a white woman named Marian took care of him and helped him. I was beaten by white men, but there was another white person, a woman, giving me food and a place to rest, Carl said to himself. Okay, please sit first, sit for a while, Roxanne, thank you. So, in this part of the story, as you can see, how the how the white man brutally kidnapped the activists. And as you can see in the third slide, that Carl think of a how to escape from the white man, but he couldn't even escape because the white men have their guns on their hands. And imagine if you're escaping, you cannot really escape because what if you escape and there is a gun in the hand of the white man? And Carl think that he he will um, he will end die because of the guns that the abductors have. So in this part of this story, uh, the the white men started drinking a bottle of whiskey. So in this part of the story, they got the idea to escape. So Miller remembered that he has a knife on his left shoe, and he whispered it to Carl that he has a knife on his left shoe. But after Carl untied the ropes in his hands and his legs, he bring back the knife to Miller and did not help Miller escape the white man. He did not untie also the ropes that tied to Miller and Jose's hands and face. So in this part of the story, Carl escaped alone by himself.
in escaping from the abductors. Carl, as he escaped and as he reaching the end of the woods, he even crawled from the grass, and he even hopped or jumped like a kangaroo in escaping the abductors. So as you can see here in the lower part of the summary of the story, this slide, Carl said that he was bitten by a white man earlier, but then there was this white person, but a woman, was giving him a food and place to rest. So, as what I said earlier, that Marian, at the end of the story, gives a different perspective from Carl about the white man. So, Roxanne, continue reading. This is the last slide, don't worry, class.
Carl cried and thought about Miller and Jose and began questioning himself as to why he left the two in the woods. The next day, Carl was surprised because Marian had packed her things. Carl carried the suitcases into Marian's car. Marian looks back to her town and Carl notices it because he has done the same whenever he leaves his town 100 times. Marian told Carl that they would go to Los Angeles. Carl looked out the car's window. The sun was rising. So this is at the end of the story. So as what I observed earlier, that Carl did not help Miller and Jose in escaping from the white men. So at the end of the story, Carl thought about Miller and Jose, about what if he helped their his two friends. What if he joined them in escaping the white men? And that is a doubt that Carl Jose carried as he moved to Los Angeles with Marian. So as you can see here, as you can read that this line, Carl looked out the car's window. The sun was rising. So the sun was rising means a um, a new life. This means a new life. So uh, Carl and Marian will go to Los Angeles, and this good sunrise is a symbol of a new life, of a better life of them in Los Angeles without any abusive or violently person who are chasing them. So, do you class understand the story that we have discussed today?
Yes.
Do you have any questions or clarifications about the story?
No.
If none, I will be the one who will ask you a question. So, this is just a recall question. If you really understand the story. So the first question is, where is or are the settings of the story? Yes, Denise.
The setting of the story are at the Santa Maria, San Jose, Mexico district and in the woods.
Thank you, Denise. Let's see if your answer is correct. So the setting of the story is at Santa Maria, San Jose, Mexico district, and in the woods. Very good, Denise. Let's give a 3 clap for Denise. 1, 2, 1, 2. Thank you. Next question. Among the 3 activists in the story, who do you think is the protagonist in the story? Roxanne. Carl is the protagonist in the story because based on his qualities and characteristics, he portrays being a good leader. Very good, Roxanne. Let's see if your answer is correct.
So the protagonist in the story is Car. Let's give 3 clap for Roxanne. Okay. For question number 3, what is the conflict of the story? Gracie. The conflicts of the story is versus man versus society. Thank you, Gracie. So let's see if your answer is correct. So the answer is man versus society. So what do you think is the reason why the conflict of the society of the story is man versus society? Do you have an idea? Man? Okay, the reason why man versus society is because, as you can see, there are the discrimination happened during the story because a Carly, Miller, and Jose are activists, and we have here the white men, and they are being discriminated by them because they are not a white man. They may be a Filipino or they came from different country. Next, for the last question, what is the theme of the story and how does it touch your emotions? Roxanne.
The theme of the story is not to be fooled by what you see outside because on the inside, it's often a different story.
Let's see if your answer is correct. So the answer is do not be fooled by what you see outside. Very good. Let's give yourself a big clap. So do not be fooled by what you see outside. So always remember, guys, to be kind to anyone because there would be a different perspective. Like for example, they are siblings. Maybe one of them has a kind or good quality of person. It could be helpful, jolly, and then the other child is very the is off when it comes to attitudes. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So, for your reflection for today, please get a 1/2 cross prize and try to answer these 4 questions. You only have 5 minutes to answer these questions. Okay, are you done answering, class? Not yet? Okay. Just inform me when you are done answering these 4 questions. Are you done, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please pass your papers forward. So, before I give you the your activity, let us first have a let us recall the story that we have tackled today. So again, who is the protagonist in the story?
Carl.
Very good. And who is the villain in the story?
The white man.
Very good. And what is the conflict of the story?
Man versus society.
Very good. So, class, give all yourself a bell clap again. Do you still remember what is bell clap?
Yes.
I will be the one who will do the steps, and you will be the one who will do the steps. Okay, let's do the bell clap. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you for participating. So for your activity, you're going to
do this paper face mask slogan. This is a group activity again. So gather with your group mates and brainstorm about your slogan. So you will create a slogan using this um, using this mascara. So, make a slogan with the theme fight against injustice and racial discrimination. You will make a slogan using this, again, using this paper face mask given by me. And you can use any color materials in designing the paper face mask for your slogan. Did you bring any color materials? Did I say it last week, right? Yes, you have it. So bring out all your materials and for our last direction for our activity today, just two representatives for each group who will hold and explain your slogan. So again, this is for group one and this is for group. You may start making your slogan now. You only have 10 minutes to do your activity. Wait. Are you done, class? Not yet. Okay. Reminder, guys, that the representatives who will hold the face mask will not just hold but also wear the face mask. Are you done? Yes, ma'am. Let me see your output. Let me see your art. Wow, very good class. I see that you are all a great artist. Your the colors you use in making this slogan very uh, is very much with its color. So, group one, please present your work here first. Okay, thank you, group one. Please give 3 clap for group one. Okay, group two, please present your work. Thank you, group two. So please give 3 claps for group two again. Okay. So for your assignment, before I read your assignment, do you have any questions or clarifications about our discussion or topic for today? Do you have any questions or clarifications? No. Okay. So for your assignment, you will make a documentary video. So here, let me first read the instruction. Number one, make a 10-minute documentation video. Number two, interview a minimum of 3 people near your place who have been working abroad as OFW or my Filipino migrant. And number three, ask them these 4 questions. How many years have you worked abroad? What is your work abroad? How is your relationship with your employer? What is your best and worst experience in your work? And the last instruction, record yourself saying your opinions about the OFWs. So are we clear with the instructions for your assignment?
Yes,
Do you have any questions, clarifications about your assignment? If not, okay. Thank you, class. I forgot to give you the criteria. So this is the criteria for your assignment. Content and relevance 35%, cinematography 20%, originality and creativity 30%, quality and duration 15%, with a total of 100%. So again, class, if you do not have any questions or clarifications about our topic for today, that is all about for our today's discussion. Thank you, class, for listening, and see you for next meeting.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, Mom. Goodbye, classmates. See you next week or next meeting.
Thank you, class.
So you may now have your lunch.